So for specific areas to focus on, I think you will kind of identify what areas you feel strong in and what areas you kind of feel weak in. So I'm on an LPD platform, but my CO now, we recently had a change of command, came from a carrier. So I really had to kind of get a better level of knowledge of carrier operations and also like the carrier strike group, just so that way when I get to the board, I can kind of speak to the different areas of not only the surface Navy, but also to my leadership's experience. However, what I would add is you got to remember that our board is a supply officer afloat, essentially. So you want to be able to definitely speak to the supply side and not just the division that you manage. And I think your suppo is likely going to give you that expectation of what they want you to know, what areas you should kind of include in your studying, and then two, how does supply integrate in all of these different warfare areas and every department within the ship. I think one thing that's also important too is when you do your walkthroughs with your department heads and you kind of go through those different areas, they're going to set the expectation of what they want you to know, what areas they want you to cover. So for me right now, we're looking at the side port door, but this is heavy deck space. So I walked with my first lieutenant, my boatswain, and then also deck personnel and the deck divos to get a better understanding of what is their operations like, what are operations like when we're at sea, and then additionally, what are the components, equipment, etc. that they have that we not only support from a supply perspective, but they need to be successful when we are out. So kind of even here, I mean, we have one of our cranes that is here. So I think really understanding their different areas, understanding some of the different instructions that guide their way of life, similar how ours is going to be helpful. They'll let you know kind of what that level of knowledge is and where you need to be. But I think what's important to understand is, as supply, how do we not only support and how do we engage with those different teams from a level of knowledge perspective, and then also just a partnership, because we're really all in this together on the ship.